Alright, so what we want to do now is we want to go in and install JWT-auth, which is going to be the part of our backend system. And the reason why we want to install it now is because basically what it will do is it will be the first thing we're going to work on. And the reason why we're going to work on the backend first is because we're going to test the API later on with Postman, just briefly. And then we are gonna, after we have tested the API, we are gonna use VueJS and create the front end system. So we're actually gonna do a lot of backend before we're gonna do any front end. So the first part of the series will primarily just be backend coding. So we will do everything from there first. Okay, great. So what we want to do now is we want to say inside our env file, in there we want to actually just go in and basically get rid of this. Now I would recommend you, if you're actually planning to build a social network and you are expecting a user base, to not use SQLite, because in the bigger scenario that you have like millions of users, SQLite would not be a suitable database solution. Then you should go for MySQL or Postgres or something like that. So you can always go for that instead. But in this scenario, because it's easy to set up, simply because of that, we're just going to go with SQLite. And you can always go in and change it in development fast. And I recommend you, highly recommend you to actually change it if you're expecting quite a user base. So inside database, let's go in and create a database.SQLite file. And now we need to do something, and the thing is that there's an issue with the JWT-auth. So we need to actually go inside here and fix a small issue before we actually can get this to work. So we need to find timer in here. Actually, wait, we need to say compose and store update first, and then we need to find it in there. So the issue is with the newer versions of Laravel, they have changed the function name from handle to fire, and we need to change that inside here so it will work when we generate something via the command line in Laravel, which we are gonna use this function to. So before we can use this generate here, we need to actually go in here and make sure that timer is the use one instead. So I will just come back when the composer has installed everything. Alright, so now we're set up. Let's go inside timer here and inside source. Usually it wouldn't do it like this, but this scenario you're gonna use inside command, generate a command here. We're basically just gonna go in here, and I think maybe you have fixed the solution. But let's go in and see what happens. It doesn't matter if you just go in and try it. We also need to set up the JWT-auth facade here. Or service provider, sorry. Which we can do inside app.php. So let's go all the way up here and close this one. Inside config. Inside app. Further down here we're gonna have providers, and then we are basically going and adding it here. So this is necessary for making this work. And then we want to say class. Okay, great. And this one we don't really have to add the facade here, at least not at the moment, so we might decide to use that later on, but at the moment we are gonna skip that part. So let's try to go in and add this one here. And then ideally we should just be able to go in and do here, but I think this could fail unless they actually just fix the issue, which then would be very new. Okay, so she didn't fix the issue, So let's go all the way down to the folder here, inside commands again, and in here we want to change this from here to basically just call this handle. Great, now it's set. So actually now we have set everything up for the back end of the series. So I think we're gonna finish this video now, because I wanna make this like as focused on one specific topic as possible, to be able to keep it more organized than my previous courses. And in the next video we are gonna focus on setting up some structure of the functions inside our authentication files.